Welcome YouTube, this is Sean from Broadsword Media. So, unfortunately I was unable to upload my Divisional Round predictions last week, but I'll show you what I predicted and then you're going to see that I'm still awesome. Chiefs upset New England Patriots. I'm going to pick the Broncos, Panthers. I think the Cardinals will beat the Packers. So yeah, I was 4-0 in the Wildcard week. Hate to brag, actually, I don't hate to brag. Last week, I was 4-0 in my predictions. I'm giving this to the Chiefs easily. And I honestly believe the Pittsburgh Steelers will win at Cincinnati. Both Jack and I agree about who's going to win this one, and that's the Seahawks. I think the Packers will win at Washington, D.C. 3-1 in the Divisional Round week. It's interesting how all four of the road teams won the Wildcard Round and all four of the home teams won the Divisional Round. I mean, I'm sure that can happen sometimes, but it doesn't happen that often. Now this is when it's even harder to predict. The conference championships are even harder to predict than the Divisional Round. I've been 7-1 in my predictions, and I could actually get both of these games wrong. In the AFC Championship, we got the 13-4 New England Patriots against the 13-4 Denver Broncos. The Broncos had already beaten the Patriots earlier in the year, but that was a Patriots team that was suffering from injuries. Now they're playing a lot better since then, except for the loss at Miami. I'm still surprised they lost to the Dolphins. This is a tough one to call. The Broncos, their defense looked supreme against the Steelers last week. Their offense, on the other hand, it took a long time to get their motor going. I mean, they had so many opportunities to score touchdowns, and they only scored one touchdown. But that time when they did, it was late in the game, and they had to go across the entire field to do so. So it showed that they still kind of have it in them. It's a tough one to call. And then the other thing you gotta consider is that the Patriots, they're always good in the playoffs. I'm going to say that the Patriots win a close one at Denver. In the NFC Championship, we got the 14-3 Arizona Cardinals at the 16-1 Carolina Panthers. The Panthers have been very dominant this year. Obviously, because they've only lost once. But the thing is, their own division was not really that tough. They were the only winning team in their own division. And when they faced off against the AFC, they faced off against AFC South teams, and the AFC South wasn't that impressive. 9-7 Texans, 8-8 Colts, 5-11 Jaguars, 3-13 Titans. Not impressive at all. And they also faced off against the NFC East, which was just as not impressive. 9-7 Redskins, 7-9 Eagles, 6-10 Giants, 4-12 Cowboys. So, to be honest, their schedule wasn't really that difficult. The hardest team they faced was the Seahawks, and they were 10-6. They were a respectful team. They beat them in the regular season, and then they beat them again in the postseason. The Cardinals, on the other hand, they had a more difficult schedule because they had to actually face those Seahawks twice, and they also had to go against the NFC North this year, which had the 11-5 Vikings, 10-6 Packers. Those two teams are tough already. And I believe the Cardinals beat both of them, if I remember correctly. I know they beat the Packers, I do know that, and they beat them again in the postseason, obviously. But and then yeah, there was the 7-9 Lions and the 6-10 Bears, and then the Cardinals also had to face against the AFC North this year, so they had to deal with the 12-4 Bengals and the 10-6 Steelers, and then the 5-11 Ravens and 3-13 Browns weren't really much to deal with, but those other two teams are good. So in all honesty, while the Panthers are the home team, they have the better record, I actually think the Cardinals are the better team. And I expect this to be a very close matchup. This is clearly the hardest opponent the Panthers have faced the entire year so far, by far. And this is the hardest opponent that the Cardinals have ever faced. So expect this to be a very close and tight matchup. But I think the Cardinals will squeak just right past the Panthers. and go to the Super Bowl for the second time in franchise history. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my Super Bowl pick.